Hi. Today, I'll be discussing succession planning and the vital role it plays in an organization. Additionally, I'll review some statistics regarding succession planning, as well as benefits and challenges in developing succession plans. Lastly, I'll give an explanation as to how succession plans can improve an organization's culture. Succession planning is an individual intervention method that plays a crucial step in preparing current employees for their next role within an organization. When change is planned and based on the needs of the organization, the result will positively influence the organization's performance. With 10,000 baby boomers reaching retirement each day, organizations will spend at least the next 10 decades combating the threat of lost talent. This data further supports the importance of implementing succession plans for individuals to ensure organizational future success. So, what is succession planning? Succession planning in concept is a strategy that applies to a future-focused practice that identifies, develops, and evaluates the knowledge, skills, and abilities of an individual to perform functions and promote continuity in an organization. All organizations, whether they be small or large, can benefit from identifying the crucial job skills and knowledge of the organization and pass them in preparation for the next generation of workers. This will ensure a smooth transition of talent within the organization. Society for Human Resource Management, SHRM, identifies a common misconception of business leaders and HR practitioners in succession planning, in that it is a complex process reserved only for large organizations with advanced organizational development departments. This fallacy is made a reality in a report from the Association for Talent Development, where research found that only 35% of organizations have a formalized succession planning process, and only 50% of organizations don't have succession planning processes in place at all. Less than 50% of organizations see the need for such plans. In 2018 succession planning reports, 34% of respondents in their organizations stated that their succession planning process to be very highly effective. For organizations that choose to use these plans, nearly 73% of them use formal learning development succession candidates. Additionally, without good succession planning and implementation, the potential for an organization to have a strong future and strong leadership is dim. Now, let's move on to some benefits and challenges in developing a strong succession plan. There are several benefits in developing a strong succession plan, such as it creates a safeguard for the organization's information and knowledge. It facilitates the organization in identifying future leaders and grooms internals for their next step. It also creates structure for training and development and ensures a long-term strategy. In general, succession planning gives organizations a preparedness for employees leaving positions and the need to fill new positions. They allow organizations to plan for future and save on time and money. Less time spent recruiting for external applicants, interviewing and checking references, and money that is allotted to complete those tasks. Lastly, evaluating a workforce in preparation for succession planning gives the organization a perspective of the talent in the organization currently. It also reveals the strengths and weaknesses within that workforce. Challenges depending on the organization's culture and readiness, there are potential challenges. The resistance to change, lack of support stemming from concerns that jobs are at risk, or tendencies of knowledge hoarding instead of knowledge sharing. Another challenge is organizational silos. This is where an individual or a department can't or won't share information. There are also challenges of the like me bias, which is when people select a successor who is most like them rather than selecting someone who's qualified and is selected based on their attributes. That challenge leads to overcoming the idea that succession planning is a pre-selection rather than an equal employment opportunity. One last challenge is forming a clear, well-developed succession plan strategy that will ensure a smooth transition. So, how can succession planning improve an organization's culture? Succession planning provides learning opportunities for employees. They cultivate high-level commitment and support that have a positive influence on employee morale and lead to organizational culture towards lowering barriers. They align with business operations, practices, and schedules, reinforcing a productive culture. Succession planning combines a variety of techniques such as mentoring, cross-training, job enrichment, job shadowing, and classroom training. All of these create a culture that the organization cares about their employees and their growth. They provide transparency of function and the development of trust and influencing a strong culture. Succession planning improves cultural factors of organizational identity and loyalty, trust in the organization, talent and merit, peer envy, and values and beliefs. So, as we've reviewed the importance of succession planning, you can see how many factors are involved. Individual interventions, such as succession planning, require specific consideration of the individual, the organization, and the impact they make to both. Without those considerations, the likeliness of positive change to occur is low.